This 4 o'clock news, I'm Michaela Kamarek.
10-year warranty and 10-year capped price servicing at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Elizabeth.
New analysis shows defence projects are more than $6.5 billion over budget. The federal government says 28 key projects are running a combined 97 years behind schedule. COVID-19 is partly to blame for the delays, but Defence Minister Richard Marles says it's not the only issue, suggesting the previous coalition administration dropped the ball.
We are going to manage defence spending in a way which achieves value for money for taxpayers. And we're going to manage defence procurement in a way which is going to keep Australians safe.
Energy companies are warning electricity prices are expected to soar 35% over the next year. Alinta, Origin and Energy Australia says the closure of coal-fired power stations and the choppy move to renewables is causing the problem. They also argue transmission facilities need to be upgraded. Opposition leader Peter Dutton says Labor's policies are adding to the price pressure.
How do the lights stay on overnight time? If the solar panels worked overnight time, fantastic, but the fact is that they don't. So you need to be able to firm up that energy, and Labor is putting us on a path to not only have huge increases in electricity bills and gas bills, but also to make it unreliable.
Police are cracking down on shoplifters in SA. Figures show there's been a 31% increase in shop theft offences, or almost 250 a week in the 12 months to the end of July. Franklin DeSantis from Foodland Supermarket says thieves are mainly targeting expensive products.
Anything that can be converted to currency is at risk in a store, like meat, to batteries, to hardware, to health and beauty, that can be converted into a currency. Is under threat, and we try and manage that.
New modelling shows a fourth COVID wave in SA is predicted to peak in early December. Infections will climb to around 6,000 to 8,000 a day, according to researchers at the University of Adelaide, but a combination of vaccination and natural protection will mean hospital cases will only peak at 200 a day. Meantime, a new COVID booster shot that gives better and broader protection against the deadly virus is being rolled out today. Moderna's Spikevax vaccine is made up of elements of the original COVID strain and the Omicron variant. It's available for people aged 18 years and older. Brittany Higgins hasn't appeared on the stand today as the high-profile rape trial for former political staffer Bruce Lerman enters its second week. Canberra's Supreme Court has been told Miss Higgins is unavailable. More than 50 witnesses are expected to be called to testify in the trial, which is likely to run for more than a month. Now turning to 5AA Sports, small forward Isaac Rankin has been traded to the Adelaide Crows. In exchange, Gold Coast will receive pick 5 and a future 3rd and 4th round pick. The Crows will also receive pick 46 and a future 4th round selection from the Suns. Meantime, young gun Luke Jackson has landed at the Dockers as part of a 3-team trade, Fremantle giving up pick 13 in this year's draft, as well as a future 1st round and 2nd round pick. Melbourne's also sending pick 44 and 67 west. And Novak Djokovic has defeated Stefanos Tsitsipas in straight sets at the Astana Open, claiming his 90th ATP title. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Marden, look out for a smash on Portrush Road at Paynham Road. North Haven, level crossing fault near Osborne Road, and another at Veach Road, so take care through there. Seaford, urgent gasworks on Commercial Road near Seaford Road, and Regency Park got a blackout affecting lights on South Road near Katina Streets. Busy right now, King William Road at Greenhill Road, with cameras Main North Road, Blakeview, and North Streets at Henley Beach. A $5 lunch? Yep. OTR's range of sandwiches and wraps available for just $5 between 11 and 2 in a variety of fillings. OTR. Making life easy. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Partly cloudy this afternoon, 22. A shower or two developing tomorrow, 24. Wednesday showers and 17, and Thursday showers and 16. Right now it's 21. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News Tonight.
9 exclusive and Adelaide counterfeit cash warning from police as they hunt a suspect. We reveal what's now stressing out more Australians than the pandemic. Why IVF-born babies are better behaved. 20 years on, a Bali bombing survivor finally tells her story. And the new treatment hay fever sufferers will love. I'm Kate Collins. See the full story on 9 News Tonight at 6.
The 5AA Sports Show. Joey and Timmy G.
Good afternoon. Happy Monday to you. 6 minutes after 4. Finally, some movement in this trade period. Tim Ginniver's on holidays. Stephen Rose here. And you're very excited because you finally got something to talk about.
Yeah, thank you, Leith. After a glorious weekend and day today, just a mixed bag of lollies in sport. Shane van Gisbergen and Garth Tanner won Bathurst.
Well done,
we'll
boys.
cover that. Max Verstappen, the Japanese Grand Prix and Drivers' Championship. It's funny that, isn't it? So Daniel Ricciardo goes out and he wins the next two. We lost to T20 to England, but the Redbacks drew with Victoria. We got dizzy about that. The Reds drew in their 93rd minute.
Benny, nice goal.
They were down to 10.
Oh, they're in all
honestly.
sorts. Yep.
But today, you're right, it belongs to Isaac Rankin. The excitement machine is now a Crow.
Goal Rankin, this is danger. Rankin snaps a goal. Yes, he does.
Oh, what a goal.
That's the hardest angle on the ground.
Now it's Rankin. Don't give him time and space because he'll kick goals, and he does.
Oh, they're going to go. It's Rankin.
Rankin from 50. Long goal. That one's got to hurt.
Tries to handball it towards the advantage of Rankin, who was clean and too good, and that's got the win.
Yes. It's coming home. It's coming home to the Adelaide Oval, and you'll hear highlights like that every week.
I think there's the same amount of excitement about him as Eddie Betts,
Yeah, no
to
doubt.
be quite honest. You imagine Rankin, Rochelle in the forward line. You know, you got Tech still snoozing around there. It's going to be a damaging forward line.
Couple of pockets free
My
for
work.
Isaac to take.
It cost them pick 5, a future 3rd and 4th round pick. Crows get Rankin and pick 46, a future 4th. That is the deal. The pick 46, I think, should be enough to snag Max Michelini, the father's son. So Crows have picks 23, 46 and 77. Here's Crows list manager Justin Reid.
We always have ongoing conversations, and Hamish and the team and myself have watched Isaac for a long time, and we knew, being a Crow supporter as a kid, he was jumping off his couch at the age of 4 in a Crows Guernsey with his dad. So this year we obviously kept in contact with his management, but I think a bit of a light bulb moment when he played on Adelaide Oval v Port Adelaide and he had his family in the change rooms. I think that really opened up the door for us. So once that round happened, things moved pretty quickly after that.
Yeah, great to hear it's 3 years as well. It's nowhere near the money that the media across the border were speculating. That we repeated. Let's make that perfectly clear. 5 years, 800,000 a year is just purely wrong, and it's well below that. It's 3 years. Here's Justin Reid again.
Firstly, obviously, don't believe everything you read. And secondly, Isaac's the type of personality to back himself in. Obviously, he's nearly a 50-game player, and I guess him and his management see some upside. Now, he's laid those foundations. So, and we're happy to work through that with Isaac and see him, as I said, a long-term player at the footy club, and looking forward to bringing him into the group.
Great get. We're getting a lot of Cafe de Lille's texts. Fogarty, Thilthorpe, Rankin, Rochelle. They're all first rounders.
And there's your forward line for the next decade.
There is your forward line for the next decade. Crows, I still think, need to do a bit more. We're going to speak to Kells from the Crows,
Adam
GM
Kelly.
of footy, Adam Kelly, yeah. Crows need, I think, to maybe trade a future first to a club for their first pick this year if they could possibly, or a future first and pick 23. I know Carlton are pretty keen to move on pick 10. Say St Kilda wanted to move on 9. GWS still have 3, 12, 15, 18, 4-round picks. I think they need to try and get that midfielder. And there's one kid, the best kid out of South Australia. His name is Matthias Filippo. Bix has been singing his praises for months as a potential. Think of a Bontempelli type of midfielder. Goes in the midfield, wins the ball, runs forward to stoppage, can kick goals, take a mark. They are the modern footballer now. The Dangerfield, the Martin, the Bontempelli, the Petrarcas, the Olivers, with size.
Correct. Well, if you're serious about your rebuild, you've got Jordan Dawson, you've got Isaac Rankin. Let's see that big-bodied mid. Let's see
Love to see it. And what did I say? They get Matthias, trade in to get a lower pick to get him.
Yep.
End up with Rankin and Max Michelini.
You will personally become a Toyota Hilux and you will march Justin Reid around the boundary at the Adelaide
On my
Oval.
shoulders. Not
That's
right.
right.
One.
Look forward
Don't worry
to
about that. Hey, the Jason Horne-Francis to Port. I think this one just keeps hitting snag after snag after snag. Now, Port wanted to, unload a future first and a future second next year. The AFL said no. They're desperate not to lose a player or a player spit out, and I get that. If I was Ken Hinkley, there's no way I'd want that. And I just think from afar, Clarko's digging in. Now, last week, Koshy was that pumped and excited to announce that Jason Horne-Francis wants to be a Port man. The Port president on 5AA Brekkie today with David and Will, well, he wasn't quite as pumped.
Jason Horne-Francis, are you going to get him over the line?
I have no idea. You know what the dark art of list management and recruitment is like. I have no idea what these blokes do behind the scenes, so I will leave it up to the experts in Jason Cripps and Chris Davies.
All right, mate.
Fingers crossed.
He's not as confident.
That is a great handball.
That is a 180-degree spin on his excitement. Koshy, that's why last week you had to under-promise and over-deliver.
That's right.
Because it can still go sideways, this. There's 48 hours. Look, I think they'll get it done. I hope for Port's sake they get it done, and for Ken they get it done. But I think unless a player, and I mean a player, is in that trade. I mean, there was a mega trade today. Can you? Is it worth reading that out, or is it not worth reading that out?
Well, this is what's now back on, supposedly, and again, as we just heard Justin Reid say, don't believe everything you read in the paper.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't read this one. Just read it out just for hits and giggles.
So the mega deal back on in front of AFL for approval. North Melbourne, GWS, Port Adelaide and West Coast, assuming that it gets green lit. Assuming Horne-Francis and Rioli get to Port Adelaide, GWS get pick 1, West Coast get picks 8 and 12, North gets pick 2, 3 and a first rounder, and then a bunch of convoluted pick swaps.
So in short, look at it through my eyes. I'm a North Melbourne member, supporter or fan. I'm giving up Horne-Francis, pick 1 last year, and I'm giving up pick 1 this year.
Yep.
And I get back 2, 3 and a future first. You are not doing that.
Don't think
if
so.
You're North. Clarko would not sign that off. West Coast get 8 and 12, but they give 2 and Rioli. That seems
You're swapping
ridiculous.
pick 2 for 8 and 12?
And the biggest winner here, by the length of the straight, is Port Adelaide.
Correct. You'll hear Happy Koshy again if that gets through.
If that gets through, Port fans, you want to go down to your oval and you want to knock on the door and get CD out of there and Cripsy and buy them Pirate Life beer for the rest of their lives.
Correct.
For the rest of their lives, if that gets done. So, Port fan, I don't want to death ride this little deal, Leith, but who's getting nervous? So you're 48 hours away from getting the deal done. Now, we've heard multiple people in the know say, you get the last 48 hours, it's a little bit slippy. So I'm not saying the fat lady's tuning up or singing, but I reckon she's in the building and she's warming her tonsils. Yep.
Oh, she's here. Sit down, my dear. We'll be with you very shortly. She might just have to loosen up. She's got 2 days.
Your say, Port supporters, how do you get it done? How important is it to get done for Ken, his contract, his year, your season, back into the top 8 is Jason Horne-Francis? Because you are giving away 3/5 of you-know-what all and thinking you're going to get Rioli and Jason Horne-Francis. You might wreck it for yourselves.
Because Koshy has pumped up all Port Adelaide supporters for a week, and now they've just sort of tempered that excitement somewhat. That may not be the case.
And the race that stops the nation is not only the Melbourne Cup, it's the Bathurst 1000. It was won by Shane Van Gisbergen. He is streets above
next level
any of the other drivers down there. Garth Tander, we love him. I think it was his 5th win at Bathurst. What a win. Have a listen.
What a day. He's overcome a penalty. Competitor crashes, weather, rain and mud. It's farewell Holden. Hello, Shane Van Gisbergen, the winner of the Repco Bathurst 1000.
It was awesome, and compared to 2020, to have all the people here and in this weather, can't thank you guys so much for coming out. This is pretty awesome up here. I'm stoked, and to stand the Holden out like this is epic. So up the Holden.
Shane Van Gisbergen,
very good.
Big New Zealander.
Choice, bro?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, Socks was very good. Holden's last time on the mountain, so it's fitting, I think, that Holden won. It's not going to be the same. Holden fans, Ford fans. Ford fans, red v blue, Holden v Ford. You're one or the other. You're in one corner or the other corner. You're in the red or the blue. It's not going to be the same.
Not quite. You embrace something new. So in the end, I guess you go for the drivers as opposed to the manufacturer, but everyone loves Holden v Ford rivalries because the drivers can swap.
So the last time you'll ever see it will be here in Adelaide.
That's right.
On the 3rd of December.
At the Varlo 500.
Wow. Okay, well, there you go.
Have your say. Yes, 8223 0000. You can send a text message. Thanks to Cafe de Villiers. A lot of those coming through too. So we want to hear from Crows fans. A, how excited are you with the news that Isaac Rankin is signed, sealed and delivered?
Dusted.
You can talk about your new look forward line. Port Adelaide fans, you've heard the fat lady just walk in and take a seat. Are you a little nervous with 2 days to go, or do you think you can get it done? Your sporting highlights across the weekend, we'd love to hear them. 8223 0000. Dizzy Gillespie on the show. They just hung on, didn't they, the Redbacks? Just had to bat out a day, but they got their Bix here after 5. Adam Kelly from the Crows. And if you love your Formula One, the voice of World Formula One, David Croft.
How good's
because
that?
what a race that was over the weekend too. And Daniel Ricciardo's future, not so great. Big show. Your call's next. 8223 0000.
Rowie and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. Tune into the 5AA Sports Show each week for Where Are They Now? The sporting names you remember from the past, revisited. Thanks to Walco. Get a Walco blankie for your pool this summer and save water evaporation and money. Walco.com.au.
Don't just send it, ace it.
I'm with Chris from ASIC Couriers, an SA family business, doing great things for your business.
Thanks, Rowie. Our drivers all undergo intensive training and the ASIC compliance team regularly audit our fleet. Plus, we use the latest satellite technology to track your deliveries. No matter what it is, we can deliver it safely and on time. Visit asiccouriers.com.au.
Don't just send it, ace it.
You know what? When I worked at Mitzi's back in the day, I was considered the fourth diamond. Funny that was true. What is true, though, is the opening of the new Mitsubishi showroom at Wayville. It's been a while in the making, but I tell you what, it is totally worth it. You won't see or experience anything like it in SA. It is groundbreaking. So if you're buying a Mitsubishi or you're getting your car serviced, please head to Wayville Mitsubishi. It's now open opposite the showground, driven by Australian Motors.
What's got Mike singing? Mike just got an energy-efficient heat pump installed by EcoVantage. Not only is it using nearly 80% less energy than his old hot water system and saving hundreds off his power bills, he got it for free. Thanks to federal and SA government incentives, you can get your own energy-efficient heat pump from just $0. Pump your energy bills down with EcoVantage. Visit ecovantage.com.au.
The passing of someone close places unique stress on family and friends. At this time, Farrell & O'Neill Funerals are here to provide reassurance and peace of mind. Farrell & O'Neill offer creative guidance and advice to tailor a service that best honours your loved one. Whether a large gathering or a small, intimate service, Farrell & O'Neill share their generations of experience in tailoring a unique and meaningful farewell. Proudly SA family owned and operated, because it's personal.
Earth is home to 1 trillion life forms, each life special. But what defines a life? Is it who we are or who we could become with a barista quality espresso machine for only $399? With built-in burr grinder, advanced temperature control and a powerful steam wand. It's special you can buy at Special Buys a Blind sale this Wednesday. Visit aldi.com.au for product availability in your state. Aldi, good. Different.
If you make a living out of being a handy person, it's handy to know that Rollerco has got you covered when it comes to parts for sliding doors and windows. Actually, I'd say you're more than covered. We stock over 3,000 different spare parts, which means you can pop in, get what you need, and get back to it. No messing around. Time's money, right? Rollerco. We'll get you rolling. 26 Jacobson Crescent, Holden Hill. Just 15 minutes from the city.
Scraped your caravan? Your insurance should cover that. Speak to Walker Crash Repairs and let them fix it.
Rowie and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Tim Jennifer on holidays returning very soon. Stephen Rowe is here. $50 voucher to Parafield Airport Liquor Store to give away. So go and get the drop of your choice for our best call. We'll get you your calls and your emails and SMS in just 1 second. First, let's check the traffic for your drive home. If you're buying a Mazda, selling, trading in or getting your car serviced, it has to be Edwardtown Mazda.
At Martin, there's a smash on Port Rush Road, at Paynham Road, at North Haven, level crossing fault near Osborne Road and the other at Veach Road, so take care through there. Seaford, urgent gas works on Commercial Road near Seaford Road, and Regency Park got a blackout affecting lights on South Road near Katina Street. Busy right now, South Road is driving through Mile End with cameras, Airport Road, Brooklyn Park and Brooker Terrace at Richmond. Experience everything from F1 cars, Porsches, rally cars and more at the Bend Auto Fest, October 21 till 23 at the Bend. Tickets on sale now at thebend.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
It is 4:20. We have lines available, have you say. Hello, Lauren.
Hello, how are you guys?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Look, I just wanted to say, this new deal that Port Adelaide can't get done, what is it, the new Matthew Primus anti-ruck rule? Now it's going to be Port Adelaide can't get a deal done because other clubs have done it before, but we can't do it now. What the hell is going on with the AFL? Sorry, I just get so frustrated that it seems to me there's clubs like Geelong that manage to get their little places on the chessboard put very nicely, and the AFL have no qualms about that. But when it comes to certain clubs from interstate, there's changes to the rules, there's all sorts of variations that are making it harder for people. I'm just so frustrated with the AFL. I just think it's a Victorian bias in comparison to all of the other states, and to be honest, I'm just really so sick of it. I mean, since Port Adelaide have been in, I've had, my husband and I, my 3 kids, I've paid for membership. I've paid for 9 out of 10 grandchildren membership. I've been to China twice. I mean, you can't say you don't put in a lot to the AFL, or clubs to support them.
Yeah.
And why are they not supporting clubs? And honestly, the kid wants to come back. He's had his go at North Melbourne. To me, it sounds like he just wants to get back with his family. And I mean, he's called it. And I just think to get him around Port Adelaide, which really is a good family environment, so good. It's so good with his kids. I just think it would be the best thing for him. But now the AFL, good old Gillen, who the heck makes these rules?
They do it as a commission, as an executive. Lauren, I was interested in that little rant, and we love having you on. You pay for 9 out of 10 of your grandkids' memberships for Port. What's happened to the 10th? Is it a Crow supporter?
He's my non-biological grandson,
okay.
But I've always treated him as my own, and Leith would like this. He's a Carlton supporter. He was a beautiful little kid who loved his Carlton, even from 3 years old when I first met him. So you can't, I've never told any of my children or my grandchildren to barrack for Port, but it's because I guess our passion, they all barrack for Port. So it's just, yeah.
You know what? I reckon you did. You did, didn't you? Come on, Lauren. You
What's
did.
that?
You coaxed the grandkids to barrack for Port.
No, I don't. Although I bought the membership, so that might have helped.
There you go. That'll sway.
Well done, Lauren. Love your call. Stephen, did I just hear Luke Jackson's deal included a future first and second pick, but Port was told they couldn't do exactly the same thing for JHF? Question mark. Thanks, Vince. You're right. You can't use your 2 futures.
That's right.
First and the second in a row.
You got to keep one.
We'll have a look at the Luke Jackson trade, and we'll see whether that actually is correct.
So Melbourne gets pick 13, Fremantle's first round pick, and a future second round pick, which is tied to the Dockers in exchange for Jackson. Picks 44, 67. GWS gets Toby Bedford. So the future round, which is tied to the Dockers, is the GWS
That's
one.
what I mean.
That's
So,
how it works
yeah,
out.
yeah.
So there is rules for that. Thank you, Lauren. Hey, I was just thinking before we get to some text messages, Lauren would be great, and we mentioned this last week. So the 5AA Sports Show Rookie Elevation will start as of tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Your chance to come in and co-host with your good self the last half hour from
Sit in the
5:30
chair.
to 6.
Sit in the chair.
If you go to 5AA.com.au, just go onto the shows, Rowie and Timmy G, you can now put in your details, and for the next week, 2 weeks, until Tim returns from the holidays, you'll be able to sit in there as a rookie elevation. So go to it. Lauren will be great, nice and passionate about Port Adelaide. Couple of bits of audio and a sport update, thanks to FIVEAA Milk before we go. Isaac Rankin has spoken. Here he is about joining the Crows.
Hey guys, Isaac Rankin here. I'm officially signed on. I hope you do too. Can't wait to see you at Adelaide level next year.
The other question that Justin Reid was asked this afternoon, not just Isaac Rankin, but was about Matt Crouch and the future of Matt. Here's what Justin had to say.
Yeah, I think we've been pretty consistent, I guess, leading into the trade period. I understand the interest with Matt being out of the team a bit during the year, but pretty certain Matt's contracted and, we're looking for a big off-season. We'll be at the club next year.
So there you go.
So the rumours of West Coast wanting him. Yeah, did he speak about Max Michelini? And pick 46?
He sort of indicated that they'll look at a father-son.
Okay,
so that would be the case.
Well, that's Max. So that's 2 in. They can get one more. So whether pick 23 will be used or 46 for a talented kid.
Yep.
And list lodgement, when they delisting, Billy Frampton's still need to go out.
That still looks like it's happening to Collingwood. You can ask Adam Kelly that when he's on.
They need to make 3. Brown's the other one. So are they going to pull the trigger on my little Jimmy? Or
that's another question.
Should we ask
yeah, absolutely
Adam
should
Kelly
ask.
that one?
Should
I handball that one to Bix?
Yeah, absolutely.
When are you second, Jimmy?
Ask this question. The other news of the day is that Port Adelaide Premiership winner and club champ Brett Montgomery has a new gig. He has joined the GWS Giants.
Yeah, we thought that would happen.
So he will be part of their coaching staff. And interestingly, Mark McVeigh, who sat in as the interim, has decided to leave after it was decided that he would work with the new coach, Adam Kingsley. But Adam will have his old Port Adelaide buddy right alongside him in Monty, so that'll be a nice fit for the
And
Giants.
Benny Hart's at GWS.
Ben Hardy's as well.
Oh,
It's
well
a nice
done.
little Adelaide flavour. We're going to take a short break. Michaela has the 4:30 headlines for us. On the other side, the Redbacks started so well. We thought, wins on here. Then it went a bit pear-shaped, and we thought, typical Redbacks, here we go. But then they fought their way through.
Grit
is the way. The coach, Dizzy, next.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G. 5AA Breakfast.
Candidate for Lord Mayor Rex Patrick has called for a probe into the Women's and Children's Hospital on the Theban Police Barracks site. He joins us now on 5AA Breakfast.
We need to look at it. Plans, the costs, the schedule.
But didn't we have an election?
Informing Adelaide.
The overwhelming majority of people voted for them. Why do we need to get bogged down in the weeds with some multi-party committee?
This is about proper due diligence.
We had a pretty good look at it, haven't we?
6 a.m. weekdays on 5AA.
The Luxaflex new season sale is now on at Rundle Blinds and Curtains. For a limited time, get 20% off select Luxaflex blinds, shades and awnings. Transform your home and lifestyle this summer with their stunning fabrics, innovative features and the latest technological advancements, including motorisation and automation. Explore all the possibilities at Rundle Blinds and Curtains, Adelaide's premier window furnishings company. Come into our Kings Park showroom. Call us on 8274 1210 or online at rundleblinds.com.au.
At Anderson's Solicitors, we have a brand new look. But behind it, we're still the same faces. The same approachable, client-focused team, committed to helping find the right solution for you. With locations across the state, whether you need help with family law, commercial law, wills and estates, or personal injury claims, talk to Anderson's Solicitors today. Visit andersons.com.au or phone 8238 6666. That's 8238 6666.
Ever wonder what your lawn's trying to say to you, apart from maybe, ugh, keep that pesky dog off me? Well, it's also trying to say, don't forget the Seasol Lush Green Lawns product to feed me, revitalise me, and wet my roots. There you have it. Your lawn's desperate to tell you, don't forget the Seasol for the best lawn in the street. At Bunnings Warehouse and all good hardware and garden centres.
If your current accounting software works fine, but it's a little... Don't get rid of it. Supercharge it with BizTrack. BizTrack works alongside your current software to supercharge everything. Invoicing, credit checking, cash flow help, payment tracking, options for customers like bank transfer or card payment, plus live help from a person here in Adelaide. Everything runs better with BizTrack. Visit bztrack.com.
What I enjoy about retirement living is it's a much easier life than what my husband and I had before. We feel secure, we're happy, and we just enjoy ourselves.
No lawns to be mowed, no edges to be cut. Look forward to happy hour at 4 o'clock. It's perfect.
I've got no regrets at all. It's the best move I made.
For many people who make the move to an FIVEAA retirement community, it's time to look forward to a fresh new chapter. What will you look forward to? Search FIVEAA First Step for your free First Step guide.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
G'day, Afternoon, I'm Michaela Kamarik. Defence spending will be more closely scrutinised as new data shows a $6.5 billion blowout. New modelling shows a fourth COVID wave in SA is predicted to peak in early December with around 6,000 to 8,000 cases a day. SAPOL is running a major operation targeting shoplifters after a recent spike in offences and a mega trade involving 4 clubs that would see Port Adelaide land Jason Horne-Francis and Junior Rioli has been revived. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Marden, smash on Portrush Road at Paynham Road. North Haven, level crossing fog near Osborne Road and another at Veach Road, so take care through there. Seaford, urgent gasworks, Commercial Road near Seaford Road and Richardson Park. Got a blackout there. It's affecting lights on South Road near Katina Street. Busy at the moment, King William Road near Greenhill Road with cameras Anzac Highway, Glenelg East and Wamma Road at Penfield. Want to snag yourself a bargain? Shop epic deals on electronics, homewares, beauty and more with Amazon's Big Smile Sale. Live now at amazon.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 15. Much the same tomorrow, up to 24. Currently it's 21 degrees. More news at 5 o'clock and as it happens on 5AA.
Scraped your caravan? Don't worry. Call Walker Crash Repairs, your RAA approved caravan crash repairer.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowie and Timmy G.
Tim Ginniver on holiday. Stephen Rowe is here. Mark Bickley is going to join us after 5 o'clock. Jason Gillespie in just 1 second. The murmurs continue about this big mega deal. There's now reports coming out of Perth that Willie Rioli will make his way to Port Adelaide as part of this. So repeating again, North, the Giants, Port and West Coast are all somehow involved, assuming it gets greenlit. Horne-Francis and Rioli get to Port. GWS get the coveted pick one because there's a young player from Victoria, a key forward.
Jeremy Cameron.
Described as Jeremy Cameron crossed with Harry Mackay. West Coast get picks 8 and 12. North get picks 2, 3 and a future first and then some other pick swaps in there as well.
So it's been lodged to AFL House. That means North's happy. So North Melbourne are happy with pick 2, 3 and a future first, but they give up Horne-Francis, who was pick 1 last year, and pick 1 this year. So if you just look at it like that, they're giving up 2 pick 1s for pick 2, 3 and a first.
Correct. So 2 first.
That can't be right.
Pick number 1s for 3. Well, clearly then they want Jason out. Like they are doing whatever they can to make this happen, even if it means they're taking unders.
I get what West Coast are doing. They got pick 8 and 12. They give up 2 and Rioli. Now, they've probably got their eye on a local lad that's going to be around at 8. So what's the point having 2 there if they want that kick for needs? GWS get pick 1, gave up 12 and 3. The massive winner here is Port Adelaide.
Absolutely.
So they get Rioli and Horne-Francis, give up pick 8, a future first, and a little bit of chump change at the end. That is amazing.
And who are the 2 losers from this?
Well, North Melbourne for mine.
Yep. And who's the other one?
Well, I think maybe GWS.
Or West Coast. If they're swapping pick 2 for pick 8 and 12, who are the 2 worst teams this year?
North and West Coast. Oh, my God. Let's go to our next guest, Redbacks. Well, they drew with Victoria after a Henry Hunt held up one end for 326 cherries. He made 97. On the line is their proud coach, Dizzy Gillespie. Dizzy, welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Rowan. G'day, Lee.
What a knock by that young lad.
He played wonderfully well. We certainly had the intention of looking to chase down that total, and we were none down overnight and looking to, while it was probably unlikely to be perfectly fair, we still felt that we were going to go in there with a positive mindset, positive attitude to try and chase down that total. But we lost a couple of key wickets. And by lunchtime we were 3 down, and then when we lost Jake Lehman straight after lunch, we just decided we need to shut up shop. But Henry Hunt, played a knock for the ages. It was a fantastic.
And it was a team knock too, Diz, because he at 97 had Hanscom come and shake his hand. They needed 3 wickets with 2 balls to spare. He could have said, no, let me get my ton. Shook his hand and off they went. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, I would have loved him to do that. It would have been quite funny, and that would have annoyed the Victorians, no doubt, because they were pretty disappointed that they couldn't get the wickets. But look, I think Henry was just happy to have contributed strongly to us saving the game, and as far as I'm concerned, he's got 100 there, a not out 100. I know it's only 3 runs short, but it was a fantastic knock and, importantly, saved the game for us.
My word. Where was it lost? I think day one we had them 5 for 90, then they squeaked out 310, Diz.
Yeah, most certainly, Rowie. There was a couple of, Will Sutherland was on naught, and Jordan Buckingham bowled a very well-directed bouncer that we believed. He hit it onto his helmet and it went up in the air and was caught. We would have had him 6 down for just over 100, and he went on to get 100. He played wonderfully well, but that was one moment in the game. But also, I think there were times where we just missed opportunities. We certainly the final partnership in that first innings with Boland and John Holland put on over 50 runs, and we've instructed our bowlers on not to see a half volley bowled to a tail ender again this season. That was a very frustrating partnership.
Yeah. When you review it, you went in with the 4 quicks, no spinner. You won the toss and sent them into back. In hindsight, you do the same?
Yeah, absolutely. Just all our intel, all the feedback. I mean, we saw John Holland as a test spinner, and he didn't have much impact. Carlton Oval doesn't tend to break up and doesn't really assist the spinners. The numbers back that up. So we felt our best way of looking to drive the game was to play 4 out-and-out quicks. And had we had our time again, we'd do exactly the same. We just need to execute our skills a lot better. We've given some pretty honest feedback to our fast bowlers. While the effort was there, that they gave it their best shout. We just found at times we just gifted the opposition some easy runs, and we certainly can take a leaf out of Scott Boland's book, who bowled really well for Victoria. He just keeps hitting that shoebox on a length, and is really patient. Certainly, our bowlers can learn a lot from what they saw from Scott Boland. Look, we are improving. There's no doubt about that, but there's still some more improvement to be made.
Where's Lloyd Pope at?
Yeah, Lloyd's at the moment he's missed out on selection. Look, he's coming along nicely. He's bowling well. I think people are we're going to manage expectation with a young wrist spinner. He is only quite young. We feel he's coming along nicely. He'll certainly get some opportunities. He had a good bowl for Kensington on the weekend against Port Adelaide. Look, and I'm sure over the course of the season, there'll be opportunities. He missed out on selection in the one-day side when we were in Brisbane the other week. Ben Menenti was selected ahead of him, and to be fair, Ben did quite well, not just with the ball but also with the bat. But Lloyd's a fine young man, fine bowler, and I'm sure there'll be an opportunity for him at some point.
You confident you got the bowlers to claim 20 wickets, Diz, at Shield level?
Yeah, look, very confident, and that's something that we identified, particularly with some change in personnel we've had in the last couple of years. We've had Chad Sayers, Joe Mennie, who have both been giants of South Australian cricket, retire. We've had Dan Worrell decided to take an opportunity as a local player over in the UK. Kane Richardson, for family reasons, decided to move to the Gold Coast. So there's been a bit of a turnaround. We've identified that we need to find ways to strengthen our bowling and get our depth. We believe we've got a really good battery of fast bowlers. A couple of guys have been injured in the last couple of weeks, last week or so, in Nathan McAndrew and Brendan Doggett. We're hoping we'll have those guys back, very soon. So we feel that our bowling stocks are as healthy as they've been for South Australia for a long time. So very excited, and with the addition, of Ben Menenti, we've got two very good spinners in Menenti and Pope, and then with all the quicks, we feel we're well placed to take 20 wickets regularly.
We've got Tassie, Adelaide Oval from Sunday. Diz, good luck.
Thanks so much, mate.
Yeah, he's a ripper. Jason Gillespie, Redback and Strikers coach.
Yes, let's hope they can get the job done against Tasmania. While you were speaking to Dizzy, Kautumi, afl.com.au and trade period expert, has tweeted, quote, "The mega deal has been approved."
Wow.
So we'll get the finer details as soon as they come out, because, again, there's speculation through all of this. A short time ago, it was mentioned that Junior Rioli to Port Adelaide is imminent with Jason Horne-Francis. The West Coast have agreed to picks 8, 12 this year. Also, Port's future second and third round picks. The West Coast would give up Rioli and pick 2. Now, John Ralph from the Herald Sun is reporting that the picks that Port Adelaide have left over would be used for Asava Ratugolea, so that would be a pick in the low 30s. So they are very potentially minutes, if not an hour or so away, from getting Horne-Francis, getting Junior Rioli, and getting Asava Ratugolea, Port Adelaide. Which people are now saying, does that mean you do have to jump off the jetty stark naked?
That's not.
That wasn't the deal.
No, the one that was tabled before was ridiculous. But I tell you what, if you're a Port fan, salute to CD and Cripsy. That is amazing.
I'd like someone to check in on David King, because I think he and most North Melbourne people would be saying, what on earth is happening with our football club? Why would we do that deal?
Well, I wouldn't. On the surface of that, I wouldn't.
They seem to be the clear loser in that deal.
Okay. So where's the fat lady? Does she go back down the stairs, get back in the cab and go back to the hotel?
That's her.
She's walking.
Hello! See you, love.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
See ya. She's gone. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Wow.
Fatso.
Wow.
I can't. Well, aren't we going to speak to Mark McGowan?
Well,
from the Herald Sun.
Mark's now told us, and this is why we think this deal is minutes away, because Mark now has to file for the Herald Sun, because this deal looks as though.
Mark, one job, mate. Come on radio and tell us how this mega deal is going to happen. Ro, Portland JHF, your info's trash, sucked in. Got a bit of that on Twitter, didn't we?
A little bit.
If Rowie said it's not going to happen.
It's happening. A couple of text messages before we get to a break. We'll bring you the latest from Melbourne as it breaks. This one from Jason at Port Noarlunga. He says, Rowie, the Crows do not need another midfielder. Pedler and Turner are both quality.
Well, will they re-sign Turner? I don't think they got a spot for him.
This one says North Melbourne clearly want the reported deal, as this is now the second time it's been submitted.
Well, it's going to happen.
Approval.
Port supporters, get on the blower and sing the praises of your team, because you've got Jason Horne-Francis, and you're going to get Rioli and apparently Ratugolea. Ken Hinkley will be sleeping like a little baby tonight. He's a non-drinker, isn't he?
Why?
I would go and get yourself a Rusden Black Guts and get that down your gills, Ken.
Why?
And celebrate.
Would Alistair Clarkson and North Melbourne do this deal?
How's your Alistair Clarkson feeling going now? Must be December 25th. Merry Christmas, Hinkley, from Marie.
I'd love to hear from a North fan. Who's the North fan that you were bantering with on Twitter and the text
Tom from
message
Prospect?
last week? Who was it, Sam?
Was it Ben? Why don't we get him
Tim.
on here? Get Tim in.
We might have to get Tim in.
Get Tim
as
in tomorrow.
The rookie list elevation.
Oh, he would be.
North fans will explode.
So let the people know, those 5 o'clockers of Alice. What are you doing? How can you get on board?
Now, so if you go on to 5AA.com.au, just go to shows, go to Rowie and Timmy G. We would love to have you in for the last half hour of the show over the next couple of weeks. And you're not just sitting there like a stunned mullet. You're actually going to do some work. You'll take some calls. You'll interview the guest. Might throw in a mystery moment or two. This is your chance to be involved. So we would love to have you. Thanks to Facina too. We'll send you off with some delicious wine. But North Melbourne fans, get on the phone. Port Adelaide fans, this is Christmas.
Up and about.
This is December 25th.
How's this one? Shove that fare up your beep, Ro. Let's hear you bash it now, champ. No, I didn't bash it. I thought it was going sideways. And I thought it was going sideways because there's no way North would do that.
Well, no.
Now, if North have done it to no name, take it 100 miles an hour. And I want every Port fan that's bagging me to go down to Alberton and buy CD and Cripsy, the best bloody Rusden Black Guts you've ever bought.
I can't wait to hear.
Get a 2012.
I cannot wait to hear from Brady Rawlings of North Melbourne. Why did you do this deal? Clearly they have just decided that Jason has to go for whatever reason.
Damaged goods.
Damaged goods. He's not going to play next year. Just cut your losses now, because they are the absolute losers in this mega deal.
North give Horne-Francis and pick 2, end up with 2, 3 and a future first. Whose is the future first? Is that Port's future first?
All right, details are coming through. We'll get to that right
Wow.
after the break. Let's check the traffic first. If you're buying a Mazda, selling, trading in or getting your car serviced, it has to be Edwardstown Mazda.
Gillis Plains, look out for a smash on North East Road near St Olts Road. North Haven, level crossing fog near Osborne Road and another at Veach Road, so take care through there. Seaford, you find Urgent Gasworks, Commercial Road near Seaford Road and Regency Park. Got a blackout affecting lights on South Road near Katina Streets. Busy right now, Tapley's Hill Road near Grange Road with a camera, Anzac Highway at Glenelg East. You asked for it, the iconic Krispy Kreme Farmers Union Iced Coffee Donuts are back for a limited time. Come and grab one or two before they're gone. Available at OTR. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowie and Timmy G.
Everyday low prices, any time of year. Trust the mighty South Aussies. Great food lives here, Foodland. The mighty South Aussies, yeah. Foodland, the mighty South Aussies, yeah. The mighty South Aussies, yeah.
Golf Day.
Don't just send it, ace it.
It's not just your deliveries that ASIC Couriers look after. They're also proud supporters of the community. Chris, tell us more.
That's right, Rowie. At ASIC Couriers, we're proud supporters of over 16 sporting clubs. We also work with and support the Breakthrough Mental Health Research Foundation to strive for a happy and positive workplace. By supporting us, you're also supporting the community.
Don't just send it, ace it.
A shock absorber, CV joint, or maybe a bearing kit. It may seem like just a four-drive part, but open it up and you'll find so much more. Each terrain tamer four-wheel drive part is the culmination of 50 years of experience. Every break, every lesson, every setback far from home strengthens everything we do. So when you break down miles from home and you drag out our number, you'll know you're in safe hands. That's the terrain tamer connection, and it comes free with every part.
Porter got Jason Horn, Francis and Rioli. Stay with us. That's landed. North Melbourne, you'd be filthy. Hey, it's not often you get to get behind the scenes of a home builder, especially one, well, of Adelaide's top home builders. Well, you can at Beechwood Homes. The stunning Beechwood display home at Blackwood Park, well, that's gone. Sold. Done. Doesn't mean you miss out of a Beechwood home. Call Steve, right? He's down there at Beechwood. He'll take you behind the scenes of other Beechwood masterpieces currently under construction. From the foundation to lock up, you'll get an incredible insight into what makes Beechwood Homes so good. And of course, one of Adelaide's favourites. It's our favourite. Don't worry about that. So get in touch with Steve from Beechwood Homes for a behind-the-scenes tour of a Beechwood home under construction. Life's good. It's even better. In actual fact, it's great in a Beechwood home. Visit beechwood.com.au.
Hey Strikers fans, Jason Gillespie here. Forget footy season, it's time for SA to turn blue and get behind your mighty Adelaide Strikers. That's right, tickets to all WBBL and BBL matches are now on sale. And to welcome back the best fans in the league, we're excited to offer early bird pricing for a limited time across all matches. Don't delay, visit adelaidestrikers.com.au today for links to purchase, and we can't wait to see you back in blue this summer.
It's hard to get excited about anything when you have to wait. Buy a new car? Wait. Build a home? Wait. Buy a new lounge? Wait. Delayed gratification. It's everywhere. But not at Bob Burns Blinds. At Bob Burns Blinds, we have a 10-day installation promise. Our quality roller blinds are made right here in SA, not interstate. So instead of waiting 3 months or more for your roller blinds, we'll do it in 10 days. And that's a promise. BobBurnsBlinds.com.au.
G'day, it's Jared for Southern Mitsubishi. Thinking Mitsubishi or servicing your existing car? Southern Mitsubishi stock the full range, all designed to thrill. And they can service any make or model. 147 Main South Road, Morfett Vale. Driven by Australian Motors. LVD 80.
Walker Crash Repairs. For easy insurance repairs on your caravan. Get it fixed right with Walker Crash Repairs.
Rowie and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
But Tim G's on holidays. He will be returning very soon. He doesn't have to turn the plane around because no players have been squirted out in this mega deal. So it's about to be signed off, we believe, at AFL House. But here is what it is in a nutshell. And we'll go through this very slowly for you because have you ever seen anything more convoluted? It's like
It's a
the Torah.
massive
Look
deal.
how big this is. So we'll break it down nice and slow. Here's what they've got in, here's what they've got out, and Rowie, you can decide whether it's a win or a loss. So Port Adelaide will get Jason Horne-Francis, Junior Rioli, a 2023 second rounder, which was tied to Collingwood, that's the Bobby Hill deal, and a 2023 third rounder that comes from Fremantle. They have lost picks 8, 43, 53, 57, a future next year, a second rounder next year, and a third rounder next year.
So here for me is, if Jason Horne-Francis is the talent that we believe he to be, Rioli's for absolute needs to jump back in the 8, small forward, which they need. The other thing with this is they haven't lost a Georgiadis, they haven't lost a Butters, they haven't lost a Bonner, they haven't lost anyone they wanted to keep. That is a reboot for next year. That is more than a double thumbs up. That's cartwheels off the Henley Jetty.
You can cross out the thirds and the seconds futures
Well,
because
they're
they
all
basically cross
swaps.
each other out. Effectively, for pick 8, a future round, first rounder, and picks in
Huge.
the 40s and 50s, you've got Horne-Francis and Junior Rioli.
Yeah, now, just imagine if Port Adelaide can, with one of those second round picks or a future, land Radigalia. So at the end of the trade period, you'll have Horne-Francis, Junior Rioli and Radigalia. That's cartwheels.
That is a tick for Port
Tick.
Adelaide. So North Melbourne are trading out Horne-Francis, pick 1, a future third, and they get in picks 2, 3, 40, 43, and a future first.
Now, I'm telling you this, North, if that number 1 pick that now GWS has got turns out to be the next Jeremy Cameron, you'll want someone to burn your club down.
So effectively, again, they have lost Jason Horne-Francis and a number 1 draft pick
of this year
for picks 2, 3, and a first rounder next year.
Oh, no, that's a fail.
Which again, if Port Adelaide make the finals, is anywhere from 10 plus.
I would love, and we'll do this. We need someone from North to explain the sense there. They've obviously got their eyes on a pick 2 or a pick 3 because they know GWS want that kid that they reckon's better.
And they just sacrifice a year.
That's right.
West Coast trade out Junior Rioli, pick 2 and pick 40. In, they get pick 8, pick 12, a second rounder next year, and a third rounder next year.
And next year's a boom, boom draft pool.
So again, they're getting in Junior Rioli and pick 2, and they've lost pick 8 and 12.
Yep.
GWS give away pick 3, pick 12, and a future second rounder.
Tied to Collingwood.
They get pick 1. They've effectively got pick 1 for picks 3 and 12.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
Port Adelaide list management remains undefeated. Another Cafe de Village text. Here's another one. Hey, boys, reverse the truck row. I don't have to reverse the truck. I said it was going sideways.
That wasn't the initial.
That wasn't the initial one. Hey, hello, Mark from Pennington. What do you think?
Oh, great for Port. I'm happy. But I'm ringing up. I listened to your breakfast segment this morning, and I reckon you reached a new high in childish behaviour by saying you were going to laugh your gizzards out when Port missed out on Horne-Francis.
I would have. Mark, I would have.
Well, mate, there's 2 sides in this state. The Crows can't have everything. And you're the ones 3 weeks ago saying we'll get the bloke you've just picked up this year and we'll get Horne-Francis next year.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't all revolve around you.
Mark,
And
I would have laughed my gizzards out if you missed Horne-Francis this year.
But now the beauty is, Mark, you can laugh and row his face because you got him.
Yeah, you could just whack me, Mark.
In fact, let's cross now to David Kosh.
There you go, buddy. You get the last laugh, Mark. Hello, Bill.
Hello, boys. How you going?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Rowie, I'm not going to have a go at you, mate, because I knew they were going to get him anyway.
Well
it would have
done.
come out sooner or later. But,
You know what? I'm rep for your club. That is outstanding. Chris Davies and Cripsey, unbelievable.
There's a few more irons in the fire, so just watch this space. Okay?
No, teasy. Come on, who are they?
No, you know about Evans, don't you?
Evans. Oh, yeah, the Geelong lad. I was the one that actually said that a couple of weeks ago.
He's going to be very special. He's going to be very special, that guy.
Very quick, super quick.
Very quick, tough, hard at it.
Yep.
Now, just watch this space. I'm giving you a teaser. There's another one that could be about.
Okay. And it's not Radicalier?
Oh, we know Radicalier's coming, mate.
Okay, well, give us a bit.
That's a given.
From what club?
Well, all I'm saying is it could be another centreman.
That's
all I'll say.
Another midfielder?
Yes.
Not Matt Crouch?
I'm not saying any more. I can't say any more. I've said too much now.
Well,
all right?
Billy Boy, we don't know who you are. You're an anonymous listener who's giving us info.
Give us the initials.
No initials. Just watch this space. All right?
Well, Bill, if you land what they think they're going to land on the back of what's just happened now, that club, I'll call it, you're straight back into the top four. Put a top four in the bank. In actual fact, when the market opens after this trade period, I'm putting the hungy on your top four there. Bill's gone.
He's gone. He's gone off to celebrate.
He sounded like he knew what's going on.
Yep. And so for those people, you think what happens now? Ken Hinckley's in the final year of his contract. Mate. And potentially you got a top four team. So guess what?
I reckon...
Sign a new contract, Ken.
Yeah, I don't bring my phone in to AA, but I reckon Timmy G would have texted me wherever he is.
No doubt.
I have no clue what he's doing or where he is, but I reckon he's texted me and he's gone up your nose with a guard nose, son. That is
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, who's laughing now? Ro. There's plenty of those. Look, that's okay. You got me. I was hoping it was going sideways, but you got me. I'm full of praise of your club. Well done.
Shove that one up your road.
Yeah.
Champ. Oh, you got champ.
I've got a champ. I've been champed.
All right, keep them coming. We're going to take a short break.
Love it.
On the other side of the news, Mark Bickley will get Bix's thoughts on the mega trade. Port Adelaide have got their men. Jason Horne-Francis, Junior Rioli will be in Port Adelaide colours next year.
May get Radicalier. Looks like Evans. Maybe another midfielder. I'd put a sneaky hunch that they're back in the top four there.
Gamble responsibly. Isaac Rankin is an Adelaide Crow.
We got one trade.
To set up the Adelaide Oval like Eddie Betts did for so many years.
Yeah, no, he's
that will be the
exciting.
case. And Adam Kelly will be part of Bix's half
Well
hour
done.
too, so we'll hear direct from Westlakes
Well
on
done.
that. Port fans, you can gloat. Here's the chance, 8223 0000.
Rowie and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
When you switch to Aldi, you'll save more on everyday items like fresh produce. And then you can spend more on other things like a refreshing massage at the spa. That's the spot. So don't change your lifestyle, change your supermarket. In fact, why not go to Aldi now to see just how much you can save on your weekly shop? I'll be there after my facial. Aldi, good, different.
Introducing Australia's most wanted. Unanimously judged as Cars of the Year. The fully electric Kia EV6, winner of Wheels Car of the Year. And the Kia Sportage, Drives Car of the Year. To pick your side in this sibling rivalry, visit kia.com.au.
Kia, movement that inspires.
You've been hiding it for months. You covered it up, and now you don't know what to do. But it's not as bad as you think. You can still make it right. Because Walker Crash Repairs can fix that scrape on your caravan. Chances are your insurance will cover it, so give them a call. Walker Crash Repairs, for easy insurance repairs on your caravan. Don't hide it, fix it with Walker Crash Repairs, your RAA approved caravan crash repairer.
Still in manual mode bookkeeping for your business? Spending hours each month on spreadsheets? It's time to BizTrack your business. BizTrack will do it all for you. Invoicing, credit checks, tracking, payment options, and so much more. You'll literally save days a month with BizTrack. It's so easy to use. Plus, you'll have a live support team right here in Adelaide. Step out of the dark ages and shed invaluable light on your business. Everything runs better with BizTrack. Visit bztrack.com.
Hello, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, we have specialised in commercial and residential property management. But above all, we specialise in people. helping to make life easy for property investors and the tenants of their properties. Everyone is treated with integrity and respect. That's the Lynn Andrews way. For commercial and residential property management, we are here to help. Visit lynnandrews.com.au.
You've heard of craft beers, sour beers, hoppy beers, multi beers, wild yeast beers, Rolling Stone beers, Indian pale beers and home brew beers. But do you ever want just beer? Every Friday at 7:22, Just Beer is just $5. And for just $5, it's always just as cold, just as frothy, and just as tasty. Just like always. Just a pub the way it's meant to be, with classic favourites on tap for just $5 every Friday. Visit 722 Bar and Bistro, Port Road, Beverley.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio, and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Early tonight, 11:15 with the 5 o'clock news. I'm Michaela Kamarek.
All new 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander with 10-year warranty, 10 years capped price servicing at Agostino Mitsubishi.
New modelling shows a fourth COVID wave in SA is predicted to peak in early December. Infections will climb to around 6,000 to 8,000 a day, according to researchers at the University of Adelaide. But a combination of vaccination and natural protection will mean hospital cases will only peak at 200 a day. Government Minister Blair Boyer says reimposing restrictions is not on the cards.
At this stage, we are confident that it is a more minor, less severe kind of wave that could be coming than the ones we've experienced in the past.
An independent body will be established to oversee defence projects, making sure they're running on time and on budget. At least 28 projects are running significantly behind schedule and have cost $6.5 billion more than forecast. Labor is blaming the previous coalition government for the issue, but Shadow Defence Industry Minister Luke Howarth says that's a cop-out and increasing red tape won't solve the problem.
Well, I'm assuming all of that comes out of the defence budget. So what we're seeing is review and cut. That's what they're looking at. They want to review the defence industry, review the defence budget, set up independent bodies, talk about how they want to only have quality projects, which means they want to spend less.
Australia's major electricity companies are warning consumers' power prices will increase next year. Alinta Energy is forecasting a rise of about 35%, which has been backed in by Origin and Energy Australia. The closure of coal-fired coal plants and a choppy transition to renewable energy is the main cause of the problem. SAPOL are working with retailers to combat a significant surge in shoplifting. Thieves are targeting expensive goods like meat and beauty products, sometimes dozens of times a day. Police believe the huge increase in offending is due to the rising cost of living and people returning to the shops post-COVID. But security manager at Drake's, Jim Corbett, has another theory.
In my opinion, the meat is being taken to possibly drug dealers, and the drug dealers are then taking on to unscrupulous clubs, pubs, restaurants to get the money for it.
It's feared large parts of New South Wales will come under flood threat again later this week. There are still 16 evacuation warnings in place, mostly in the state's west, despite conditions easing. Premier Dominique Perrottet says more wet weather is forecast for the second half of the week.
And whilst particularly in Sydney we haven't seen the heavy rainfall that we predicted, one thing we do know is the dams are full, our rivers are full, there is water right across the state. So if it's flooded, forget it. Please do not drive through floodwaters.
Now turning to 5AA sport, Port Adelaide have landed Jason Horne-Francis and Junior Rioli in a mega four-way trade between North Melbourne, West Coast and GWS. Port have traded out their first-round pick for this year and next year. Meantime, Isaac Rankin is heading home to SA after Adelaide satisfied the Gold Coast trade demands. The Crows give up pick 5 in this year's AFL draft and future third and fourth round picks. Adelaide gets Rankin and pick 46 and a future fourth-round selection. And Australian golfer Minwoo Lee has finished third at the Spanish Open, 7 shots behind winner and local hero John Ram. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Gillis Plains, there's a smash on North East Road near St Olts Road. North Haven, level crossing fault near Osborne Road, and another at Veach Road, so take care through there. Seaford, urgent gasworks on Commercial Road near Seaford Road, and Regency Park, there's a blackout affecting lights on South Road near Katina Streets. Busy right now, Tapley's Hill Road at Grange Road with cameras Airport Road, Brooklyn Park and Taplers Hill Road, Ackland Hill North. Hungry? Head to a Porto for the Bondo Burger Box. Double Bondo Burger, 2 crispy chicken strips, snack chips, drink and dipping sauce, just $16.95 at a Porto. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Cloudy tonight, a low of 15, partly cloudy tomorrow 24, Wednesday showers and 17 and Thursday showers increasing and 16. Right now it's 21 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News Tonight.
9 exclusive and Adelaide counterfeit cash warning from police as they hunt a suspect. We reveal what's now stressing out more Australians than the pandemic. Why IVF-born babies are better behaved. 20 years on, a Bali bombing survivor finally tells her story. And the new treatment hay fever sufferers will love. I'm Kate Collins. See the full story on 9 News Tonight at 6.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowie and Timmy G.
Well, Tim Ginniver is on holiday. Stephen Rowe is here. Mark Bickley's about to join us, all thanks to the great team from McGain Real Estate. If you're selling, they've got buyers ready to go right now. Sold by McGain again. Bix, welcome to you. As we look through the mega trade, it's kind of confusing. It's a bit War and Peace.
First glance, Bix.
Look, Port Adelaide, absolutely fantastic. Take my hat off to them. I thought they were going to have to give up a player. So to the team there at Port Adelaide, well done. They've done amazingly well. But when you look at it, each team had a slightly different need. Now, people are crying foul because North Melbourne have given up pick 1 to get 2 and 3. But here's the thing. If they, the story is that Greater Western Sydney want a young man called Aaron Cadman, who's the Jeremy Cameron type. If North Melbourne weren't that keen on him, they get 2 and 3. If GWS take Cadman at 1, and what have they lost? They've lost nothing. And in actual fact,
unless he ends up to be the next Jeremy.
Well, but if they weren't,
do need a
but if they weren't going to draft him anyway,
okay,
because he's been listed as the best key position player in the draft, but not the best player in the draft. So North Melbourne effectively have gone from having 1 pick at the very pointy end to getting their first and second pick if they didn't rate Cadman as highly as what Greater Western Sydney. Now GWS, they've given up picks 3 and 12 to get to number 1 because they are saying, we want this kid so much, we are not going to leave anything to chance. We have to have him. They see him as the Jeremy Cameron replacement. West Coast are the ones that, face value, you look at West Coast and you say, you give up 2 they trade out 2 and 40 and they get in 8, 12 and a second round next year, as well as Junior Rioli. Now, I don't reckon that stacks up all that well for them, but then their needs are, this year, they had pick 2, and there's 2 Western Australian kids who are going to be around 8 to 10 to 12. They're saying, we'd rather get those 2 kids from WA. We love them. They're going to be here for the next, hopefully, decade for them. We get 2 for the price of 1. Are we paying a little bit too much? Yes, but guess what? That probably saves us in contract negotiations in the long run because you never have the go-home factor. So everyone has a slightly different need that all gets serviced by this 4-way deal. So
it's a mega deal.
What you need is you need everyone to feel like they're winning, and for different reasons, I think everyone feels like they've won in this trade.
But some have won a bit better than others.
Well, only time can tell, can't it?
Yeah, Port Adelaide, wow. So keep those texts coming in, Pot and Me, Cafe de Village texts. I quite enjoy them.
There is a lot.
Oh, okay.
Are you laughing now, Ro?
Yeah,
Ro, you once said we would get none of the players. I knew we would land all 3. Thank you for that. That's from Kathy. This one from Matt, who says, I'm laughing at every Crow supporter, including you, Ro, who did their best to get Georgiades, Sin or Bergman out the door. We still have pick 33 to get a Sava to Alberton. Suck on that one. This one says, Ro, all in good banter. Thumbs up. Terry says, the trouble with guesswork is you lose credibility. This one says, hey, Rowie, suffer in your jocks.
No, there was no guessing about it. There was no... I didn't make any statements about it. I just said I would laugh if you can't land him. How's that? There's no guesswork in that. I'm commenting on what you're doing. Now that it's landed, full praise to the club.
Yeah, and you look
full
at
praise.
Port Adelaide have got 33 and 60 left for this year. If they could land Asava Radigalia with 33, that would leave them just 1 pick at 60. They've also got, they've traded out pretty much all their picks next year. They'll have 32 and 50 if Collingwood finish in the same spot and Fremantle finish in the same spot. They're tied to their second round and their third round. So basically what they're saying is, we have now chalked up. We are ready to go, and for the next 2 years, we're not really changing our list at all that much because we don't really have any picks to bring anyone in. So, full credit to them. Their list looks pretty well serviced. If they can land Radaglia, that to me, that's the glaring hole. The tall defender. And having said that,
and they're going to get that Francis Evans. We said that a couple of weeks ago.
You've got
from Geelong,
but he's probably not in their best 22 at the moment. I wouldn't have thought. Not if you've got if you bring Junior in and you've got other small
Sam Powell-Peppers,
and Butters and the like. But what the Asava Radaglia one is interesting because everyone have been swept up, and he's going to be a great tall defender. He literally played 2 games, round 20 and round 21, and played brilliantly in that position. But it's not dissimilar to the GWS Giants when
Zach Williams?
Zach Williams. The last 2 games of the year had 2 great midfield games after 100 games on the halfback flank. Got to Carlton, who were going to play him as a midfielder, paid him $800,000 a year. Guess what? He's not a great midfielder.
After 1 week, put him back on the halfback.
And now he's an $800,000 back flanker. And there is a massive step up between the VFL and the AFL, obviously. So they clearly like what they see, but it's still, I don't think it's a fait accompli that he's going to turn into the next Jeremy McGovern.
No.
It will be the greatest death riding year of all time. People will be cheering for their own team and the teams their picks are linked to go really badly.
The Crows did that with Carlton that year. How'd that end for you?
Yeah, not great.
Not good. We've got Adam Kelly coming up. Before we go to a quick break and come back with him, he's the GM of football or the head of footy for the Crows. Isaac Ragan's a Crow.
Yep.
And it's a 3-year deal, and it's not on the money that was reported.
Yeah, that's right. And it's really difficult to try and get to the bottom of how much money anyone's on because the way the contracts are structured, I'm hearing it's heavily front-ended. So a lot of the money right now, Adelaide have got a lot of young players, so there's not too many guys commanding high prices in terms of what they're getting paid. So you can put a lot of Isaac's money in the front end, as they do with Jordan Dawson. So then as some of these players come out of contract, which will be the Rochellis and the like, Saligo, in the next couple of years,
next year.
There's not quite as much money. They don't have the cap issues because a lot of that money has been prepaid. So trying to work out, you can average it out, but and whilst they might say he's not on anywhere near that, like I say, a lot of it will be front-ended. So, but it's great for Adelaide in terms of getting some talent. I think the Adelaide recruiters / list managers have done a great job. I thought they were going to pay 5 and a little bit more. I thought it might have been sort of a late second round. In the end, with the pick swaps, it really is 5. And a few other little tiny little bits and pieces. So that's a great result for Adelaide. It's a pure talent play. He's an exciting talent. Still doesn't meet all their needs in terms of, I still feel like they need another midfielder. So it'll be interesting to see. I heard you at the start of the show, see if they could convert next year's first into something this year. Yeah, that'd be an exceptional result if they're able to get somewhere sort of in the
10, 11, 12.
A dozen or under, I reckon, would be where they want to be.
Pick 46, get your Max Michaelini. That'll be a win there as well.
Adam Kelly, just after the break, 2 quick text messages. Dave says that Jason Cripps is a genius. I think he wants a statue of Cripper down at Alberton now. And Dave from Highgate says, what does it mean and how much will it cost Adelaide to get Max Michaelini?
Might be pick 46.
Well,
points for that might be
Michaelini is an interesting one. He's an All-Australian defender. Now
he's around 25, they say.
But
25 to 30.
Here's the thing. Adelaide have got 23. All that has to happen is he has to not be selected before 23 by anyone else.
That's right.
Because if he's selected by someone or nominated at 22, guess what? Adelaide have to use 23 to get him. So Adelaide's perfect scenario would be someone calls him out at 24. They've already taken their player at 23, and then they use all the rats and mice, those small picks, to be able to get that. So they don't need to hear anyone nominate Max Michaelini before pick 23.
Well said.
Big year coming up for the Adelaide Crows. Isaac Rankin on a 3-year deal. Adam Kelly next. First, if you're buying a Mazda, selling, trading in or getting your car service, Edwardstown Mazda.
At Gillis Plains, we've got a smash on North East Road near St Olds Road. It's about half-hour delays there, so keep that in mind if you're heading that way. Leeward Gardens, a truck broken down on the freeway, up track in the tunnel. North Haven, a level crossing fault near Osborne Road, and another at Veach Road, so take care through there. And at Regency Park, got a blackout affecting lights on South Road near Katina Streets. Busy South Road at Mile End with a camera, Military Road at Henley Beach. Amazon's Big Smile Sale is live now. Shop epic deals on electronics, homewares, beauty and more. Don't miss out. Visit amazon.com.au today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G.
Well, find out what he's making.
Any time of year, trust the mighty South Aussies. Great food lives here. Foodland.
You're watching the 5AA live stream, thanks to Foodland.
Foodland. The mighty.
Another attack on a remand centre guard. This is the second involving a weapon in a week. 4 men are standing trial over the death of a drug dealer at Adelaide High School. It's all over claims that the victim posted bad reviews on his rival's drugs, and it's claimed revenge was the motive. At last, in sport, the Isaac Rankin deal is done. What did it cost the Crows? We'll outline that tonight. And a bit of controversy in the England versus Australia T20 warm-up series in Perth. What did star wicketkeeper batsman Matthew Wade do to incur a little bit of irritation? We'll find out and tell you all about it tonight at 6 in 7 News. Look forward to your company then.
Thank you, Jane Doyle, and all the team at Channel 7. There's only one choice, 7 News tonight at 6.
Hi, it's Eddie May from NRG Solar. Did you know solar is still the cheapest form of power in South Australia? So if you're not going solar, you're paying too much for your electricity. Jump on board now before the government rebates fall again at the end of December. Act now and you can save thousands of dollars on a typical system tailor-made for you. If you wait until next year, those savings simply won't be there. Get in touch today. Visit nrgsolar.com.au because solar is all we do.
Like shocks shooting through your body.
That's how some people describe their shingles pain. Shingles is caused by the reactivation of the chickenpox virus. While most people recover fully, up to 25% may experience long-term complications.
I had to cancel all my plans and struggled to work.
Up to 1 in 3 people risk developing shingles in their lifetime.
If you're 50 or over, don't let shingles affect your plans.
Talk to your doctor for more information. Individual symptoms may vary. Sponsored by GlaxoSmithKline Australia, Melbourne.
If the team at Lamar Homes were magicians...
Hey, presto!
They'd be terrible at it. Because they have nothing to hide. When you build with Lamar Homes, there's no secrets, no smoke and mirrors, and you can view your home at any stage, just to make sure you're happy with everything. Some builders won't let you do that. Not Lamar. LamarHomes.com.au. Here today, home tomorrow.
The new Wayville Mitsubishi showroom is now open. And you know what? You won't see anything like it in SA. It's state-of-the-art, 5-star all the way. And if you're buying a Mitsi or you're getting your car serviced, head to Wayville Mitsubishi. It's now open opposite the showground, driven by Australian Motors.
The Barossa Valley is gorgeous, which is why it makes sense to make the Vine change to retirement living in Barossa Village in Angaston, Tanunda and Nooriutpa. It's the retirement lifestyle you deserve, and your pets too. Yes, your pets are your family, so you should never have to choose between your lifestyle and your beloved animals. Make the Vine change at Barossa Village, under an hour from the city. Find out more at barossavillage.org.
Scraped your caravan? Don't worry. Call Walker Crash Repairs, your RAA-approved caravan crash repairer.
The 5AA Sport Show. Rowie and Timmy G.
Tim Geneva on holidays returning soon. Mark Bigley's here for McGain Real Estate, sold by McGain again, about to head down to West Lakes, Rowie.
Well, Crows have nailed their man, Isaac Rankin. It was pick 5, some late picks. They get back 46. Joining us is Adelaide GM of footy, Adam Kelly. Kells, welcome. You got your man. Well done.
Yeah, very exciting day for the footy club, Rowie. We're really glad that we're able to bring Isaac home and to the club he supported as a young man. So, really exciting day for the footy club.
I think 5's right on the money. He is an enormous, prodigious talent. We'll see that in the Crows' colours. It's a 3-year deal, not 5, and he's not the highest paid Crow. For me, that's significant, Kells, with all the stuff that was coming from across the border. What can you share of that info?
Yeah, look, I guess through trade period, there's a lot of speculation about not only player movement, but contracts and different offers and what have you. But sometimes they're on the money, sometimes they're not. As we released today's, signed up to a 3-year deal. As I said earlier, it's an exciting day for the footy club. We know that with his attributes, especially with his speed, his ground ball execution, his high footy IQ and his goal sense, and ability to hit the scoreboard, he's going to bring some real excitement to our group, and I think in the years to come he's going to give our Crows fans a lot to cheer about at Adelaide Oval. So terrific outcome.
No doubt about that. Adam, the 3-year deal, was that at his insistence or yours?
Oh, I guess both parties. We obviously had to agree to that. So, both parties have agreed that 3-year deal.
Most people know Isaac Rankin as a brilliant small forward. There's some suggestion that he might be able to play a role in the midfield. Is that the way you're thinking?
Yeah, we do. We certainly believe that Isaac can add to our midfield mix, and our vision is for him to be able to get up in the centre bounce and up in the stoppage and become a real damaging forward half player. We've seen that quite a bit with his underage footy, especially during the national champs in his 18th year, and we certainly believe he's got the capacity. And in the back half of this season with Gold Coast, we've seen him getting up the ground quite a bit and getting his hands on the footy. And just with his great ball use, speed, and his ability to work through traffic, we think he can really help us in that area.
Do you think he'll ever become a pure midfielder, Lockie Neal style, or is he always going to be that Tom Papley, go for a squirt, maybe go to a stoppage up on the wing and burst forward?
Yeah, it's hard to predict where it gets to. We certainly don't. We don't need him to be. We just need him to bring his weapons, and we think he can certainly help us in that area. Whether he ends up being a pure midfielder, years will tell. But certainly at this stage, we know that he'll be able to help us getting up into that midfield.
What's the rest of the trade period look like for you? Of course, you got Billy Frampton. There's a couple of other players potentially that might see some action. What are you thinking?
Yeah, look, we've been in discussions with Collingwood ongoing with respect to Billy, and they'll play out over the next 48 hours or so. Really not envisaging a lot of activity for us over the next couple of days. You never know, I guess, but we went into this trade period with a primary target of getting the Rankin deal executed, which we're pleased that we have, but there's not a lot else on the table at the moment.
So where does that leave you, I should say, in terms of list spots? How many list spots will we have available?
Yeah, look, it's one that we're going to have to... we'll let the trade period actually finalise on Wednesday before we fully assess that. We've only got the 2 selections at the national draft at this stage with picks 23 and 46. At the conclusion of the trade period, we'll get together as a list management group and then discuss what it looks like. We don't have to lodge our list until the end of October, so we've got a few weeks to work through that.
And has Max Michaelini committed to the club in terms of the father-son?
Yeah, Max is another one that we sort of, in discussions with Max and his family, we have communicated that we'll sit down post-trade period and talk through that. He's certainly a highly talented player who progressed really strongly this year and culminated in some finals action with Norwood. So we've been really pleased with Max's progress. He's been highly engaged with our Next Generation Academy program and father-son program, and we'll pick those talks up once the trade period is concluded.
So has he nominated yet?
No, not at this stage. We led in the trade period knowing that we wouldn't have those chats until post the trade period, and that'll happen over the next few days.
Okay. Matt Crouch, there's some talk that Eagles were interested and other clubs. Where's he sit?
Yeah, look, I guess with Matt, as we've communicated, he's contracted for next year. He certainly hasn't requested a trade through this period, so we expect him to be in the Crows colours next year.
And Fisher Mackesy?
Yeah, same with Fish. There's been some speculation there, but yeah, contracted and certainly hasn't requested a trade, so it's going to be a big pre-season for Fish, and we're hoping that he can continue his development and have a really good 2023.
You got pick 23. Can you see something creative happening with that? Maybe a first next year to, I don't know, let's pick a club. Carlton have pick 10. Do a deal to get 10 for this year's draft. I look at a kid by the name of Matthias Filippo, probably the best talent in South Australia. He's exactly what you need as far as a tall midfielder that can squirt forward. Can you shed any light on the strategy moving forward with that, or whether that is a need, or you think it is a need?
Yeah, it's probably one that, once the trade period settles and we know where everyone's picks land, we can discuss that as we prepare for the national draft. Matthias is obviously a really great talent coming out of South Australia, and certainly from a player need type he's the type of player that you've got an interest in. But we'll have to work through our draft strategy post the trade period.
Okay. You got a few uncontracted players as yet. You can't make a decision on them, until list lodgement 1, until the draft's over, is it?
Yeah, that's right. So list lodgement 1's at the end of October, but we'll have chats with all those players who are out of contract in the coming weeks once the trade period's finalised.
And in terms of that, now players are all away. When does actual training get back to starting again?
Yeah, so we've got our 1 to 4 year players back on the 21st of November, and then we have our 5 year plus players coming back on the 5th of December. So they get a decent break, which is well earned, and knowing the group and what they've done, especially over the last few years, and what we've been able to witness, is they're a very hard working group. You can't really get into the club at the moment without seeing players who are in there training, whether it be out on the oval or up in the gym. They're certainly committed strongly to their off-season programs, and if the last few years are anything to go by, we know they'll present themselves really strongly once pre-season commences. And
the recruiters, they're about to get to work. Of course, the draft combine was for the national one was held in Melbourne the last couple of days, and then the South Australian one this weekend. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. It was good to have the national combine back. It's the first time since pre-COVID that it's been able to be held in the manner that it was. So exciting for all the young players who attended and the recruiting staff and list managers to get along, and hearing a few of the young kids who've been interviewed over the last 3 or 4 days. It's a pretty daunting experience for them and pretty full on. But it was great that we were able to get that back the way it used to be.
Well done. You got your man. Kells, thanks for your time. We'll keep in touch through this period.
Thanks, Rory and Bix.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Adam Kelly there, Adelaide Crows, head of footy. So they've got Billy Frampton to do. They've got Isaac Rankin. They've got picks for Max Michelini, if he does nominate, around 46. They've got pick 23 that sits there. They could be creative. I'd love to see them nail that midfielder this year. Having said that, Bix, next year's a massive draft.
Exactly, yeah. So, and the other thing to remember is after this trade period, you can trade your picks right up until the draft. So there's still some wheeling and dealing that could take place. Anyway, I'm about to take off from here, but I need to say thank you to McGain Real Estate, because they bring me along each week. So if you're selling, they have buyers ready to go right now. Sold by McGain again. They've got this great strategy, the McGain Match Strategy. Have a chat to Mike and Zoe and their great team of salespeople, and they'll sort you out.
Good on you, Bix. Thank you for that. We will see you on Friday. On the other side, the voice of World Formula One, David Crofter. Was a crazy race on the weekend. But first,
the 5AA Sports Show Mystery Moments.
And it's absolute chaos out there.
Well, it could be about the mega trade. It is $500 today. The new clue, Rowie, on your sheet is?
The new clue for $500 for the Barreau Hotel Group is first.
If you know the mystery moment,
first
8223 0055. Head to the Albion for the Palmy and Pint deal. $20 every day from midday. The clue is first. $500 could be yours.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowie and Timmy G. 5AA Breakfast.
I'll tell you what, the Crows are finding this out in Theberton. The danger of trying to go through the pursuit of a project for the greater public good. Try not to do these things in future in the middle of a local government election campaign. Oh, God. Where every can-rattling pain in the butt is trying to get their profile up so they can get, 250, 300 votes, can jump on it and say, oh, this is an outrage.
Informing Adelaide.
This is an attack on amenity.
6 a.m. weekdays on 5AA.
Montine, everybody's talking about Montine.
And everybody's talking about Ford, Kia, Hyundai and Mitsubishi, with all 4 brands representing state-of-the-art vehicles with unheard-of stock availability. Montine at Mount Barker is your ultimate destination for servicing, parts, used cars, vehicle finance, all at one perfect location. Mention the code word MG coming soon to receive $500 free accessories on any vehicle purchase. Now that's why everybody's talking about Montine.
MVD 182170.
Brick, block, pave and save, stack, lay, pattern and play. The look, the quality, the range. Luton.
Right now, you can save up to 25% off quality Luton, formerly Boral Masonry, bricks, blocks and pavers at your local Luton reseller.
The range. Luton. The look, the quality, the range.
Save up to 25% off at your Luton reseller today.
Hi, Susanna Toop here. 30 days. That's the average time a rental property stays vacant. But at Toop & Toop, we find tenants in half the time, saving landlords an average of $860 a year. Who are you trusting to look after your biggest investment? Toop.com.au.
I like this Cafe de Villiers text. Keep potting me, they love him. Wines, Boke, Rosie, Butters, JHF. Suck on that, Ro. That's not a bad midfield. Well, there's a Brownlow medalist there, a potential Brownlow medalist, some that's been runner-up in one, and Rosie could win another one. Couldn't he? Well, 3.
Yes.
Let's read this one. It's never too hard to imagine having the perfect bathroom at home, but what does it really cost? That's one of the great things about Bi-Urban bathrooms and kitchens. When you renovate a bathroom, they do it to suit your budget. That's where you need to start, because these things can blow up. In fact, David Cox and his team, and the Bi-Urban guys, they'll show you how to do a lot more for less, because they have crafty ways of doing that with quality. They plan every detail. It means you'll know exactly how much it'll cost and what the outcome will be. Your bathroom is without doubt one of the most important rooms in your home. It's an investment too. Get it right and it'll add incredible value and appeal to your home. Get it wrong and you'll be, why'd I do that? Don't be that person. For bathrooms, visit buyurban.com.au, Adelaide's home renovation experts.
I'm Kathy Nagel, Chief Executive of Western Hospital Henley Beach. Did you know Western Hospital conducts weight loss surgery? We all know increased weight can contribute to many other chronic diseases, as well as emotional health. Weight loss surgery may be able to help, and you may be surprised how affordable this is and the short length of your hospital stay. We encourage healthy eating habits and weight, but when this cannot be achieved, there may be another option. For more information about weight loss surgery, visit westernhospital.com.au.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Good afternoon, I'm Michaela Kamarek. New modelling shows a fourth COVID wave in SA is predicted to peak in early December, with infections climbing to around 6,000 to 8,000 a day. Energy companies are warning electricity prices are expected to soar 35% over the next year. Torrential rain has eased in New South Wales, but rivers in the state's northwest are still rising, and Port Adelaide have landed Jason Horne-Francis and Junior Rioli in a mega four-way trade. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Elizabeth, there's a smash on Main North Road at Wommer Road. Gillis Plain, smash on North East Road near St Olds Road as you're heading outbound. Leeward Gardens, a truck has broken down on the freeway. Uptracks in the tunnel causing quite extensive delays. And Regency Park at a blackout affecting lights on South Road near Katina Street. Busy right now, Hampstead Road at Regency Road, and we've got a camera at Delphi Terrace at Glenelg North. Who helps you rise against rising interest rates? The refinanciers from Aussie. Let's talk home loans at aussie.com.au or come in store today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Cloudy tonight, a low of 15, partly cloudy tomorrow 24. Currently it's 21 degrees. More news at 6 o'clock in As It Happens on 5AA.
Walker Crash Repairs. For easy insurance repairs on your caravan, get it fixed right with Walker Crash Repairs.
Rowie and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
The 5AA Sports Show Mystery Moments.
And it's absolute chaos out there.
Chaos out there. Tim Ginniver's away. He's on holiday, so Rowie, it's up to you to give away $500 thanks to the Barreau Hotel Group.
Hello, Peter at Ross Trevor.
G'day, lads. How are you?
The clue is first. Go.
I'm going back in time. I'm going to say Sir Roger Bannister with the first sub-4 minute mile.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Oh, gee, that was a pause.
Little pause for effect.
Little pausey, Pete. That I thought you had it. Sorry, mate. You get a $50 Barreau Hotel Group voucher.
Thanks anyway. That's awesome.
Nah, well done.
You'll enjoy
Great
that.
work.
The Pine Palmy deal is just $20 every day from noon. So I looked to Sam for my cues. He just stood there, statuesque, and then crossed the arms.
Yeah.
So $550 tomorrow. We would love for you to win that. Would you like to read a couple of texts before we get to David Croft?
Yeah, here's one. Heard a rumour that Port are looking at Quinton Narkle as a delisted free agent. So Narkle, who's the other one? Evans and Radigalia. 3 from Geelong.
Wow.
That'll happen. Row. Cafe de Villiers Tex. Wines won a Brownlow. Boke ran her up with one. Oh, did he run her up? Probably did.
Yes.
Rosie could win one. Horne-Francis will. What about your forward line? He put a swear word in here. I won't read that. Laird, unlikely. Keys, never. Schomburg, doubt it. Rory Sloane's cooked, Berry's a battler, and you don't even play peddler. Not much good having a star-studded forward line if you've got buckle wheels that can't get it in there. Well, okay, Bob.
That's a bit mean.
Why don't you...
Come on,
Bob.
Bob. You're better than that. Hey, just quickly before
No,
we
he's
get...
not better than that.
Well, he might not be. Just before we get to David, you know that Isaac Rankin signed a 3-year deal for the Adelaide Crows today.
Yes.
Riley Beveridge, Herald Sun Melbourne, reporting that Jason Horne-Francis has signed a 6-year deal with the Port Adelaide Football Club that will tie him through to 2028.
Good luck to him.
So well done. Good business from both of our teams. And just before David Croft.
And what are you doing?
I know I've said that 3 times.
Come on, Crofty.
I just got a text message
from
San Sebastian. This is from Tim Ginniver in San Sebastian, who says, good afternoon. Just texting in to see if Rowie can repeat his thoughts on the Jason Horne-Francis deal not happening. I have ears everywhere.
Yeah, okay.
Cheers. T. Ginniver, texting
Timmy.
from...
Did he text it to me as well?
Yeah, probably did.
He's in San Sebastian. God's country,
Sebastian. There you go. Well done, Timmy. And you didn't lose any players along the way.
Have I or have I not saluted
You have, indeed.
the list management team on getting Jason Horne-Francis?
Yep.
That is outstanding. Well done.
Double thumbs up.
But,
Crows and Port.
but I'm not going to shy from the fact if you didn't land him, I would have laughed my gizzards up.
Win-win. Look at that. He's
Good
across
on
the
them.
globe and he's still hurt.
Good on you, Timmy.
Timmy returning
Wow.
very shortly. Now, the other bonkers and crazy result over the weekend was, of course, the Formula
Yes.
One, which was
Yep.
amazing. So who better to go to than the voice of World Formula One in David Croft, who Rowie caught up with earlier today.
Crofty, welcome. That race was just bonkers.
Yeah, had a bit of everything, didn't it, yesterday? And for the second year running, Max Verstappen becomes world champion, but doesn't really get to celebrate the moment, because the moment came not on the racetrack, but after he was made aware that Charles Leclerc had a 5-second penalty. I'm sure the celebrations went on long into the night, but that moment where he crossed the line, that didn't quite happen for him yesterday, which is a real shame, because the way he's dominated this season, he deserves to become champion and be crowned champion in style.
I'll get to Max, but how do you drive in those conditions? That was ridiculous.
They are the bravest of the brave, but they know that they've got cars with enough downforce to be able to cope with those conditions if the tyres can cope with them too. Now, I thought it was the right decision to go out and try to start the race at the scheduled time. It was right then to get the safety car and the red flag out, although the red flag could have come a lot sooner, because I don't want to see vehicles on the track recovering cars that have crashed whilst other cars are going around the track, even behind the safety car, in those sort of conditions. And it was right to go out later and to give it a go. As Lewis Hamilton said, we'll find out soon enough whether it's safe to go racing. And these Pirelli wet weather tyres, they shift, 85 litres of water per second when the cars are doing about 300 kilometres an hour. The intermediates about 35 litres of water per second. So they're shifting enough water, and as long as the cars aren't aquaplaning, as long as the drivers can see where they're going, then it's okay to be out there. The drivers wanted to race, and we got a race, and what a race it was.
Crofty, how can an international 500 tractor be out there on the damn racetrack? That could have ended in tragedy.
Well, absolutely. When we go back to Suzuka, we always think about Jules Bianchi. We miss Jules Bianchi. We will never forget Jules Bianchi, and we will never forget the circumstances that surrounded his accident in 2014. And the FIA have learnt a lot from that accident. The FIA have produced a raft of safety features and innovations that have really taken safety to a new level in Formula One. But the decision still to put a tractor or vehicle on the track whilst other cars are moving around just isn't right and will never be right. And look, I'm assuming it was the clerk of the course that would have made the call for the tractor to go onto the track, and I'm assuming race control wouldn't have known it was there until they actually saw it on the screens. But I still don't understand why we had a moving vehicle on the track with cars going past. It's not right in this day and age that should happen in those conditions. Now, on a sunny afternoon in Monaco, whilst they're recovering Daniel Ricciardo's car, as we saw just a few weeks ago, that's one thing. But in the murky, misty conditions of Suzuka, You do not want to see vehicles by the side of the track, and that it was right to red flag it, but that vehicle shouldn't have been there.
Is Pierre Gasly going too fast? Is he at fault in any way?
Well, I also think Pierre Gasly was culpable. Not just, I mean, he might not have felt he was going that fast. Sometimes you wouldn't in a Formula One car because obviously he's capable of doing much faster speeds were he racing. But what I don't understand, and Pierre I think has put his hands up and acknowledged this, is why even when he went past the moving vehicle, past the tractor, he still accelerated. He was doing 250 kilometres an hour at one stage. He was doing 200 kilometres an hour past that tractor. He shouldn't have been going that fast. He didn't need to go that fast. Once the race was red flagged, what was the point of going that fast? I can understand in the situation at turn 12 where the red flag came out just as he was approaching turn 12 and to react and lift off straight away, as Jenson Button was saying in commentary, might not have been the best thing to do because you want to keep your foot in a little bit to get the downforce so you go through the water and not aquaplane on it. But once he passed the tractor, there was no need to be doing 250 kilometres an hour. So he was rightly penalised by the FIA, got a 20-second time penalty to his race time after the stewards have met. He might have got a grid penalty for the next race. So he might be a little lucky, a little fortunate just to get that 20 seconds.
Yeah, old mate Max Verstappen, well, he's clearly the best driver in the sport, isn't he?
Yeah, turned it up to the max, I think is what I said in commentary. I really wish we'd have had that moment where he could have celebrated as he crossed the line, but his Red Bull team weren't even sure that he was world champion until the 5-second penalty was given for Charles Leclerc going straight on at the chicane. And so we all worked out that it was a full points race. It was the most confusing race, it really was. I still marvel at how Formula One manages to confuse not just everybody watching, but itself sometimes. Max has been incredible this year. The Red Bull car has been incredible. 14 wins in total, making it the most successful Adrian Newey designed car in the history of Formula One. And he's designed a few good cars in the past. There are times that Ferrari have made it easier for Max Verstappen. But I think what I would say after yesterday is that in a race that lasted 28, 29 laps to finish 28, 29 seconds ahead of the field in those conditions, that rather encapsulates Max Verstappen's season in a very short racing nutshell, as it were. He was over a second a lap quicker than everybody else. He has been so calm all season long, as if he knows exactly the potential, not just of the car, but of himself as well. And whilst the battle against Lewis Hamilton last year got heated and overheated at times, the battle with Charles Leclerc has been a very different thing for both Charles and for Max. Who knows what he can achieve in the future? Ever since he came into Formula One and became the youngest driver to take part in the Formula One weekend at Suzuka in 2014, and then became the youngest driver to make his debut in a race, and the youngest driver to score points, and the youngest driver to win a race. We've known the potential of Max Verstappen. Where that potential takes him now, who knows? If Red Bull keep giving him a car that can win races, could he be the one that challenges Lewis Hamilton and Michael Schumacher for those 7 world titles one day? You wouldn't put it past him. He's still only young. What were we doing at the age of 24, 25? I'm not quite sure I'd have been in the right frame of mind to win Grand Prix, and Max Verstappen's won 32 of them so far.
We know Max is the best. There's some real good drivers coming up. Where does this leave Sir Lewis and George Russell?
Yeah, well, he's outscored George since the summer break, and he's outqualified George since the summer break. And I think that shows signs for me that Lewis Hamilton isn't finished yet. Trouble for Lewis Hamilton is that his car just hasn't been on a par with Red Bull or even Ferrari for this season. You saw that yesterday. A great battle with Esteban Ocon. And he was doing everything he could do to try and get past, but he was missing, 6, 7, 8 kilometres an hour speed down the straights to try and get past that Alpine. I mean, Esteban put on a brilliant defence, don't get me wrong, but with a bit more speed, Lewis would have got it down the straights, but he didn't. And he was frustrated behind him for much of the race. I don't think he's lost any of his hunger. I don't think he's lost any of his desire to take part and compete in Formula One at the highest level. He is just missing that extra final piece that a great and possibly the greatest of all-time driver needs, and that's the car to be a winning car underneath him. Mercedes, I think, feel that they've found what's wrong with this year's car and what's hampering them getting the most out of it. And if they have found that, and they've managed to put it right in the design for next year's car, then we could see battle resumed once more. Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, and maybe Charles Leclerc as well, with George Russell, Sergio Perez, and Carlos Sainz playing their part in what I hope will be a three-way battle for next year. But don't get me wrong, Lewis is going to be around for a few years yet. Don't you worry about that.
Well, Crofty, yep, you're right. That's the top end, but down the other end is our man Daniel Ricciardo, and gee, he doesn't even look like he's going to get a drive next year.
Yeah, isn't that sad? You wanted to say that's the top end, now down to the bottom end. And we shouldn't be having that. We shouldn't be saying that when it comes to the likes of Daniel Ricciardo, whose career has rather stalled somewhat since he left Red Bull. It didn't surprise me that over the weekend at Suzuka, Daniel was saying, there's no seat for me on the grid next year. There isn't, as far as I understand. Williams are looking towards the likes of Logan Sargent to fill their seat. And at Haas, it's a shootout between Mick Schumacher and Nico Hülkenberg. Where Daniel goes, still up in the air. He's been talking to Red Bull and he's been talking to Mercedes about a third driver role. Keeps him in with a big team, satisfies those teams' needs in terms of their work with their partners and their sponsors, to have a driver of the ability of Daniel Ricciardo, or the popularity of Daniel Ricciardo to come and help with that, but also to have a reserve driver on cue to step into the car that is capable of winning races. And I think Daniel will be a great fit at Mercedes. He and Lewis and George are very good friends. I think he'd be a very good fit at Red Bull if Red Bull can bring themselves to forget about the past a little bit. I think Christian Horner can. I think he's prepared to let bygones be bygones. I wouldn't like to say where Daniel's going to end up, but it'll be as a reserve driver, I would have thought, at one of those two teams. He doesn't seem to have a desire to be racing outside of Formula One or competing outside of Formula One. And I still think he feels there's unfinished business yet. If he goes to Mercedes, he's unlikely to get a seat at Mercedes because George and Lewis are certainly the medium-term future there. If he goes to Red Bull, he might feel that he's got a chance of rivaling Checo Perez for a seat in 2024. But we saw in Singapore, brilliant performance from Daniel. In the right conditions, he's still got it. But the right conditions for him in that particular McLaren car, they don't come around very often, sadly.
Is he done? Are we just a tad blinkered over here? I mean, I love him, but maybe he's just not, I don't know, maybe he's not good enough anymore.
Yeah, I don't think you're blinkered. I think that McLaren car is a very difficult car to drive, and I don't think Daniel's driving style really gets on with the way you need to drive that McLaren car. And I don't think he's got the confidence going into the corners and under braking that gives him those extra 2/10 through a corner that his teammate Lando Norris has got, and he can't find. So I think it's right that his time at McLaren has come to an end. The shame is that there isn't a seat out there for him on the grid to take him through to racing next year. But as I've said before, I still don't understand why he left Red Bull in the first place. I think he should have stayed there and battled away with Max Verstappen. And I think he would have still been there now and still winning races as Checo Perez is. We saw, not last year, the year before, he won. Not this year, I should say, but last year he won in Monza, and a brilliant performance in Monza that he fully deserved. So on his day, he still got it. It's just with this car, that day doesn't come around. I think it's a huge shame that he won't be driving for next season. He's not getting any younger either, Daniel, in Formula One terms. He's becoming part of the old man club now. But he's still got an awful lot to give and an awful lot to show on the track. You've got to be right place, right time, haven't you? And Daniel, for the last few years, has not had right place, and he's certainly not had the right time, and he's certainly not had the right car. So don't think you're being blinkered just because he's Australian. We all want Daniel Ricciardo to succeed, and we all want the conditions for him to succeed. He just hasn't had that.
Oh, Crofty, you're a star. You're always great to chat to. We thank you again for your time. Next up is the USA, the Grand Prix there, October 21. Lots to play out as well. and lots for Drive to Survive.
Yes, they've got their money's worth, haven't they, this season? Constructors' Championship can be won in Austin. There's still battles up and down the grid. It's all very close for second place of the championship, but I think that also sums up the season. You know, there's an intense battle to finish as runner-up, but they've all played second fiddle to Max Verstappen.
Thanks again, Crofty. You sound stuffed, mate. Get some sleep. We'll speak to you next time.
Yeah, I'm about to get on a plane in about an hour and a half's time. Don't wake me up until London.
There he is, the voice of World Formula One, David Croft, always giving of his time.
He's a legend.
Friend of show and
Friend
a
of
very
show.
action-packed Formula One. From Max's World Champs to Daniel not having a drive.
Yeah, not talking about friends of show. I haven't made myself a lot of friends with port people
Not
on the
much.
Cafe de Village tick.
No, we'll get to
the
those.
Facebook.
We will
Twitter.
get to those very shortly.
People don't get. I didn't say it's not going to happen. It was, you know, people. All I said was, I'll laugh if it doesn't.
Bit of theatre, folks.
Oh,
Hey,
God.
the 36ers are
Not
back in
get so
action
sensitive.
Thursday, this coming Thursday, October 13, at the Entertainment Centre versus the Tassie Jack Jumpers. You know how well they did in the US. See them live. Tip-off is 7 p.m. Tickets available from Ticketek. We have a family pass to give away. First caller through, 8223 0055. Let's check the traffic too for your drive home. If you're buying a Mazda, selling, trading in or getting your car serviced, it has to be Edwardstown Mazda.
At Elizabeth, look out for a smash on Main North Road at Wammer Road. Gillis Plain, smash on North East Road near St Olds Road heading outbound. At Leeward Gardens, a truck has broken down on the freeway, up track in the tunnel, causing heavy delays at the moment. At North Haven, a level crossing fault is slowing things up near Osborne Road, and also another at Veach Road, to take care through there. Busy right now, Hampstead Road at Taunton Road with a camera, at Delphi Terrace at Glenelg North. Want the best deals on tyres? Choose Hankook Tyres. Engineered for excellence in safety, performance and reliability. Hankook Tyres save fuel. Visit your nearest Hankook dealer today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowie and Timmy G on the
Everyday low prices, any time of year. Trust the mighty South Aussies. Great food, mercy.
You're watching the 5AA live stream thanks to Foodland.
The Lynn Andrews Way. For commercial and residential property management, we are here to help. Visit lynandrews.com.au.
A shock absorber, CV joint, or maybe a bearing kit. It may seem like just a four-wheel-drive part, but open it up and you'll find so much more. Each terrain tamer four-wheel-drive part is the culmination of 50 years of experience. Every break, every lesson, every setback far from home strengthens everything we do. So when you break down miles from home and you drag out our number, you'll know you're in safe hands. That's the Terrain Tamer connection, and it comes free with every part.
8 minutes to 6. Hey, if you want a retainer wall that will last through searing summers, wet winters and everything in between, you must see Concrete Sleepers. They are Outback Sleepers. Outback Sleepers. They're perfect for building a retainer wall or garden edging and come in a variety of patterns and colours. Outback Sleepers are the strongest concrete sleepers on the market and come with a 35-year product warranty. Once you put them in, that's a lifetime. If your builder's not using Outback Sleepers, well, he's a dopey. I mean, really, honestly, just say, mate, you're a dopey. I want Outback Sleepers. In the last 20 years, this SA company has made over 3 million of them. They'll all last a generation because the company that makes them only makes concrete sleepers, nothing else. If you want to get your hands on some, ask for the brand Outback Sleepers, sold at over 60 local landscapes and hardware stocklists. Look online at outbacksleepers.com.au.
Stocklists.
Yeah,
Get a
that's
read
the
on
one.
fuel hikes, rate spikes and red carpet delights. Get a read on today with The Advertiser and enjoy full digital access for only $1 a week for the first 12 weeks. Minimum cost $4. Search The Advertiser offer today. Conditions apply.
Swan, Australia's #1 in do-it-yourself security, introduces All Secure 650, a wireless security kit with rechargeable battery cameras you can set up in minutes, not hours. Featuring a power hub that stores up to 2 years of footage and a recharging bay and spare battery, so you can swap batteries with ease and no downtime. Receive alerts, see and control everything from your phone. All Secure 650 from leading electrical retailers and Swan.com. Always charged, always secure. From Swan Security.
You know what? When I worked at Mitzi's back in the day, I was considered the fourth diamond. If only that was true. What is true, though, is the opening of the new Mitsubishi showroom at Wayville. It's been a while in the making, but I tell you what, it is totally worth it. You won't see or experience anything like it in SA. It is groundbreaking. So if you're buying a Mitsubishi or you're getting your car serviced, please head to Wayville Mitsubishi. It's now open opposite the showground, driven by Australian Motors.
Scraped your caravan? Walker Crash Repairs, an RAA-approved caravan crash repairer.
Rowie and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Timmy G is drinking and eating for Australia, he tells me, from his holiday. He'll be returning very soon. Nice to hear Fitzy on there too. Very excited about the Isaac Rankin news to the Adelaide Crows. Before we get to the last shout, Adelaide Exposed Concrete and 5AA together, hitting the fairways for our first ever 5AA All-Star Golf Day. If you're any good on the stick, you can join your favourite 5AA presenters, sporting superstars. It'll be a great day. Monday the 31st of October at the beautiful Glenelg Golf Club. You join us. All you got to do is head to 5AA.com.au, register your details. We will be calling you Friday as one of our lucky winners. So fingers crossed. Golf for 4, Titleist hats, Encored food and bev, 2-course sit-down dinner and beverages, plus guest speakers and the sports show broadcasting live. Spots are filling fast. Book your group now, 5AA.com.au. Adelaide Exposed Concrete for a stunning exposed aggregate driveway. Call Adelaide Exposed Concrete because they are best on ground all year round.
The last shout.
Legendary race mare Winx had a little filly. Yeah. Her very first. Pick a number. What Winx 2 would be worth. Haven't named it yet, obviously. Mum won 25 Group 1s, a record 4 Cox plates. Won 33 races in a row. Voted world's best racehorse in 2018. Won over $24 million. As that foal sits in the paddock today, it's valued at $5 million. Unless a rich sheik offers $10 million to it. So let's say it's worth $8 million. Split the difference. I ain't letting that foal anywhere near a snake in a paddock, a spider on a blooming strainer post, anywhere near a falling tree. If it's lightning or fires, I am tucking that damn thing in every night.
Yeah, nice.
Well, it's $8 million, mate.
I know. Chris Waller looking after it.
So, my first racehorse trod on a pebble, got stuck in its blooming hoof.
Oh, no.
And that was it. Put
Good
down.
numbers. Oh, dear.
A pebble in its hoof.
Yeah, well, lucky for connections.
I would be tucking that filly into bed every night.
Personally. Very quickly, my last shout is North Melbourne retweeted about the pick 2 and 3 coming and Jason Horne-Francis on the way out. Cam Zurhaar, elite, was his response with a flame emoji. So it'll be interesting to see what North Melbourne do. We'll discuss that more in detail tomorrow. Am I allowed to preempt? I think Jason Horne-Francis might be on the show tomorrow.
Oh, fantastic.
Which will be fantastic. So we will see you then from 4 o'clock. Stay tuned. Sports Day on the way. The great John Blake from 7. See you tomorrow.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowie and Timmy G.
G'day, it's Merv Hughes here. After years of snoring like a train, the missus sent me for a CPAP Direct sleep